Hello, everybody, and welcome to our new moon in Gemini. My gosh, it has been a long time since we have gone live, Candace.
It sure has. I missed it. I missed it. I'm
And
happy to be back on here live with you and all
And
of
what
you.
better time than the new moon in Gemini? I was thinking about communication and expansion and doing all of the things that really ring true to my heart. And coming live with our Arcana community is one of the things that just made me so happy before. So I'm so glad. I'm so happy to be here with you. So happy. And so if you're here, please leave a comment. Let us know that you're here. We would love to say hello to you. And of course, if this is your first time joining, welcome to New Moon. All you have to do is show up with myself, Stephen Michael James, and my darling Candace Elizabeth. And all you need to do is bring a journal and bring your manifestations. This is all you need tonight. Now, Arcana is a community of like-minded individuals. We try and keep this very inclusive and available for everyone, focused on self-development using holistic and metaphysical principles. And if you actually are interested in getting any of our services, we do offer a whole array of things, from virtual tarot readings, astrology and natal chart discovery journeys. We have, we're both certified Reiki masters. We do life path coaching. There's all kinds of things that you can see available on our website, or you can just contact us here. That is always a good way to do it. So before we get started, I wanted to shout out that we are going to be dropping our Litha video again. It is coming up. It's almost time to get our bracelets. I am so excited for that this year. It's always like one of my favorite celebrations, where we hang out and celebrate for like a full day in the park. Candace, are you getting excited?
I'm super pumped. I cannot wait. I love it. It's
I
always the hottest day ever, too.
Right? For some reason, there's
Yeah.
something about when we do this, when we're celebrating Litha, it is the smoke show of summer solstice. It's always like
Yeah.
50 degrees hotter than it ever is all year. So, I mean, I'm really not complaining. I'm super down for that kind of heat.
Remember when you were covered in like basically chalk?
Yeah, there was one year it was so hot and we tried this organic sunscreen and it was just white paint. I just painted myself with whiteout and hoped I didn't tan. So yeah, it was a good time. Okay, so new moon. It is time to set some intentions. We're going to break this into 3 different sections. Number 1, we're going to talk about what our last cycle has been like for the last 28 days. Then we always like to talk about our gratitude. You cannot say please without saying thank you. And then from there, we'll talk about what we're hoping to manifest. And we're going to allow you guys some time to talk to us a little bit about what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to get out of it as well. So let's first talk about Gemini a little bit. Gemini is all about getting curious. It's vision, it's expansion. It's the first sign of the year where all of a sudden, like, we blow the roof off of it. It's 3rd house communication. So it is time. I always love the word curious for Gemini, right? It's always like what inside you would make you just glow and beam and try and do something new and maybe be a little more extroverted, right? This is all about Gemini. What comes to mind when you think of Gemini, besides me, your darling best
I
friend?
think. Oh God. Um, I like to think of a new like a clean slate. I feel like Gemini is an opportunity to, it's almost like reinvent. I feel like the Geminis in my life, if they're not like totally like putting on a new like face for their life,
Yeah.
they're doing something different. They're traveling. They're starting a new hobby. They've like said like, oh, I've read this entire series about how to like build a motorcycle, and got these textbooks randomly. My aunt gave them to me somehow. Like there's always this random story and this like weird like new task and new skill that you're creating, right? If not, it's like, oh, so I am going back to school and I'm going to have this whole new career. Like it's always something different and learning and stepping into something new. So um, I like to take on that idea as like this time being a time for maybe a clean slate, like starting fresh. Maybe I'm not going to quit my job and start brand new, or maybe I'm not going to learn how to build a motorcycle from scratch.
No?
Those really weird examples that I used, but yeah, I just feel like Gemini season is a time where you can reinvent or try something new and step into it fresh and with questions and curiosity.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is my time. Thrive time, baby. I love it. Everything from like your first house in Aries onto Gemini just always feels such like an exciting initiation. You know, I love it. It's a great time of year. And I think we should also celebrate for a moment because Mercury has gone direct. And we've had some of the worst of the eclipse energy pass us by. And Candace, you made it.
Made it.
Barely.
Another
There's a
year,
week
another
there I
season.
wasn't sure.
Another year, another season of wondering if I'm gonna make it, and I keep making it. So there you go.
I mean, barely. Like
Barely, barely. But I make it out. I don't know, like state in which I was compared to where I was before.
Yeah.
But it's always around this time.
But you know what's beautiful is it ends right as it's time to jump into Gemini energy. So like, it all works out, right? It's exactly as it should be, in how I feel. So, all right, if you are going to be joining us today, there are some really great Gemini correspondences that you could be using. Agate is a really great stone that you can have for Gemini. There's all different types of agate that you can have. It's a whole family of stones. Another thing is pearls. If you're a pearl person, pearls are a great thing to have there. Moonstone, peach moonstone. This is my type of moonstone that I like to work with, but there's so many different kinds. And citrine is something that's super good to work with too. But Geminis have, as expansive that we're saying that this season is, when it comes to Gemini work, the medicine of Gemini is you probably have to look at the medicine that you need because Geminis are all over the place, right? We are all over. We're changing every minute. So depending on what medicine you need in the moment, if you need to work on your focus, if you need to work on your determination, if you need to work on just rooting or grounding, whatever that is, that should be the stone that you work with for this season, okay? Especially if you're a Gemini, your energy will be off the chart right now. It'll be like a double click for you, so yeah, have that out. And then if you are going to be working with any herbs or anything like that, peppermint is really good if you're trying to spice it up and get that Gemini energy. But lavender is really good if you're a Gemini like me and you need to bring it down and focus it in a little bit more, right? Also, dill is really great. Parsley is very good. Anise, star anise is another really great thing. But you could go online and find thousands of things because every Gemini is a little bit different and we all need a little bit of medicine. All right. So, Candace, tell me about your last cycle. How are your last 28 days?
Long. They last 28 days. Last 28 days was not the easiest 28 days.
Oh?
It was a bit of a it's just, it's been, I feel like the last little while is I've gotten a lot of things that I've really, really wanted. I've gotten things that I have wanted, like actually my entire life, my entire existence as, in this shell. The things that I have wanted, I have gotten, and so it's been kind of weird because I haven't really been able to focus on doing more to get more because I've literally just been I've been like a cozy little house cat curled up in the sunspot, so happy with everything that I have. And then there comes a moment where you're like, step away and you're like, holy shit, there's all these other things that I want to work on and accomplish. And I felt the last 28 days felt a little bit overwhelming. It felt a little confusing. It felt like I didn't know where I should start or how to even start it. And it being all of the things, just an idea of a goal, a path, anything. And I've been asking for clarity. And again, I would get into these modes where I'm like, oh my God, it's feeling super overwhelmed. And then it was so easy to just curl back and be like, but look at all this beautifulness that I manifested. And I just want to curl up in it. And I want to be so happy. And so it was a weird, it was a weird place for the last 28 days. And the end of it, like I had to reach in my bag at tools, my self-help tools that I've accumulated over the years. And, I had to start putting them into play and kind of going back, way back, and using some old stuff to kind of help me get through it. So, I mean, it's fine. I'm here. I do have some more clarity, but there's still a lot of work. And for the things that I want, I got to do the work now. So,
yeah,
I needed some time to feel sorry for myself.
For all the things coming through in your life, a little bit of sorrow.
Yeah, I had to let my water signs just feel like on fire. So,
Yeah.
let the tides runneth over. But I honestly, it's like I remember when I was in school, it was the same thing. It was like, I'm gonna drop out. I was so stressed. I just needed to have this freak out at home, and then I would just be like, okay, and then sit down and write an A+ research paper.
Yeah.
And it's just sometimes this is me. I just need to feel a little sorrow, feel a little confused, feel a little what does it all mean? What is it all? What am I doing it all for? And then I can get to work.
Right. Yeah.
So what about you? What have your 28 days? Let's pretend I don't know. What have the last 28 days been like for you, Steve?
What's that like for you, Stranger Steven? So for Taurus energy, when all that's been taking place for the last 28 days, I did a lot of work. I did do a lot of work for the first, I'd probably say the first 18 days of Taurus time. I hunkered down so hard, and I did the Taurus thing, I almost Virgo'd, made a list and did things for the home and for my finances and for my taxes and for just the things, all of those things, which are so boring to someone like me, but important, right? It's very difficult to sort of sit through some of these tasks, but by the end of, let's say, the first 2 weeks of doing that, I started getting around to some huge things that I was really happy that I got to spend some time on. And I ended up finding a new creativity in all of it that's been very exciting. Really excited about a lot of it. But then all of a sudden, literally the day Gemini season starts, I had a work trip come up that there was a part of me that didn't think it was really going to happen. And now I've been gallivanting around the UK for the last Gemini week, which has been fantastic. And I got to go to some of my homelands and some of the towns that date back to where I'm from. I got to go to Stonehenge and up to Scotland and did all kinds of historical things there. So I feel like I've already done some really expansive things for Gemini season, and it's only been 5 minutes. So I'm super into it. It was a little bit unplanned how much it all happened, which I'm thinking is kind of the medicine of Gemini season too, that spontaneity. And Oh man, how I love spontaneity. Like for me, that is just the drink of water that I want to keep drinking for the rest of my life. I love spontaneity. So that was really inspiring. But I had one major thing come through that I'm going to talk about when we get to our manifestations, actually. But one really large thing came through. So more on that later. So, Candice, why don't we take a moment now and we're going to sit and write out our gratitude lists, all right?
Okay.
Let's go. All right. How is your list coming along?
Good. I just was very all over the place today, so that's very Gemini of me. How
Me
about that?
too. I'd like start writing a sentence and I wouldn't know where it was gonna finish, and
Yeah.
it would be a different sentence by the end of it. Literally just
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Which is, anyways, I just had a little aha moment in my head this very second. Anyways, but back to my list,
Yes.
gratitude. I would, I wrote a lot of stuff down, but I think the biggest thing that I should be grateful for that I often, it's easier, at least in the last like little while when I was really feeling life and feeling a little bit lost, um, is just being grateful for how well I know myself. And and there's two things that come with that. One, knowing myself, knowing what I need to heal, to knowing that it's better for me to ask for help and be honest, reach out to people than to pretend or just, you know, push it aside, and actually just feel the feels and be really open about it and be very vocal about it. And as soon as it happens, as soon as I give it that space, then it's almost as gone as you know, as quickly as the thought came. And the thing is, when I don't do that, when I sit here and want to wallow and pretend I don't know myself as well as I do,
Yeah.
it takes so much longer to get this shit, you know, sorted. So I'm just really glad that when I hit these moments and these obstacles in my life, the harder part of it doesn't seem to last as long anymore. So I'm very grateful for that.
That's really good.
I just wrote a bunch of things down that encompass knowing myself and knowing who I am at my core. And I think the other thing that comes with that is acceptance. But I'm really grateful for the acceptance that I have felt from the people that I have put around me in my life, and because it would make it a lot harder for me to be able to vocalize when I need what I need when I need it if I didn't have the people that I do to talk to about it and to support me and to feel that I have someone has my back, and not just a person, but I have many people who have my back, and they have my back in a many different ways. So I'm covered in all corners, and it's very lovely and fantastic feeling, and I'm amazingly grateful for it. Yeah.
I love
And
that.
your list, your messy
My messy list. I haven't had the easiest few months leading up to this middle part of the year. If you joined us at all during some of the beginning part of the year, there was a lot of uncertainty and it was just surrounded by so many questions, I guess. And I'm really grateful for the type of that I said my bravery, I guess, that I said yes in the face of a situation where I could have just sat at home and been very upset. And when I think of all the things that I've done this year with the Middle East and Mexico and the UK and getting to spend time with my friends and write and watch like my writing career sort of open a lot more. I don't know. I could have handled things very differently this year, and I've just felt really like supremely grateful for whatever that is that allows me to do that. And I think there's a lot of things. I think there's a lot of things that do that, but one of them is the people who surround me, and it's kind of exactly what you just said. Like when I think of Gemini, there's two, you know, it's not just one person. It takes more than just the individual. Sometimes you need the support system. And oh man, I have a great support system. Kind of exactly like you were just saying, in so many different ways. I have, and some, if I feel like I'm unsupported somehow, the universe is like, look, it's right here. Here you go. You needed that thing? It's right there. So my last month has been a lot of And even some of those questions that I had to do a lot of work around my home with like people coming back and all the questions and all of that. That was the last 28 days, and it feels like that was 2 months ago now, and that was probably only what, a week, no, 15 days ago that all that was happening, and it feels like months and months ago. So I don't know, I just feel like I've overcome some kind of hurdle, and I'm really grateful for tenacity and the ability to stick it out, I guess, and all the people in my life who have allowed me to do so. So
Lovely.
you're one of them.
Am I?
You're important to me.
Oh, you're very important to me too.
And so is Arcana. It's like one of the reasons why when I'm thinking of the expansion and the like take the risks and be curious and do the things, it meant a lot to me that we are spontaneously jumping on and doing this.
Yes.
All right, intention time.
Yeah.
All right. I have our moon candle going here with our Gemini sign. You can barely see the Gemini sign. There it is. It's basically a Roman numeral 2. There it is. And I always like the image that, the Roman numeral 2 is kind of like Stonehenge. It's that sort of arc on top. And without that balance of both sides, it would fall, which I think is a perfect example of what this is. All right. Tell me your intentions, darling.
So, my intentions, well, there's a lot. So I got to bite off little bites every cycle so it doesn't feel overwhelming. And again, the proof's in the pudding. I have to go back and do what I was doing for my other goals. I remember when we first even asked each other if we wanted to hold a ceremony with one another, open a circle with one another. Is that a weird question? Do I even know if you're into that? Many years ago, and I had 2 major goals, and I have accomplished one. And at that time, the goal that I now have literally have, it felt like I was never going to get there. I felt completely lost. I felt all the things and all the ways that I'm feeling now. And I really have to remind myself to trust the process and keep doing the work, even when it feels like you're not doing anything. It's part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, it's not a question of what I'm capable of, because I know what I'm capable of. And I know what my shadow is also capable of. Sometimes that means that instead, I feel the question is, what am I actually willing to do? What am I actually going to do? Because I can envision all kinds of things and I can feel what I have inside to give. But if I don't put myself in positions to do those things or give them an opportunity to see, to put it into play, then, like, what, you know what I mean? So it's all about what I'm actually going to do. So this cycle is about what I'm actually going to do. And I have a bigger, grander personal goal. But before I can even do that, I don't know if anyone else out there does this sometimes. You think of the grand goal and it becomes overwhelming because you have a million other things that you have to do, and those only become excuses, and avoidant behavior lives on. It has much to eat and never leaves. So I gotta tie up loose ends. I gotta tie up a lot of loose ends. I gotta get myself in a flow state of just some kind of daily, like, life things that will eliminate those excuses, like, oh, I could be doing this that would feed into my long-term goal, but I'm not, because I have to do this really tedious thing that I fucking hate, like, taxes and, like, shit that I don't actually want to do at all, and only make me feel more, or make me feel further away from my grand long-term goal. So this cycle, I'm just going to know that these things that need to get done, these loose ends needs to get tied up, this routine, this, like, everything in its place kind of needs to happen so that I have space to be expansive in the creativity, to have time without anything looming over me, or, you know what I mean, or excuses, or just straight up excuses. So yeah, so I know what the list is. I know what those things are. I've been avoiding them for the last 28 days, and 28 days
She gonna get done.
she's gonna get done. Yeah, it's gonna be busy.
It's gonna be a busy one. It will be.
Yeah. And you?
So I had a really, like, an epiphany moment when I was at Stonehenge, and I was just, like, taken aback, tearfully so, at how amazing some of the people and mostly the people are in my life. And I was, like, a question just came to me that felt like, are you giving enough back for what is being given to you? And I keep constantly be sitting in that right now, being like, I know that I do a lot, but am I doing enough of the right things? Am I doing enough, or am I just keeping myself busy, or am I just working too hard, or am I, you know what I mean? I want to do this next month, honoring and focusing on the people that I love, the people that I know. And what I'm hoping will come out of it is that I'm going to be in extreme flow state. I just want to feel really connected. Not that I don't feel connected. I actually feel extremely grounded and at the same time expansive. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a spiritually really good place that way. But I want to feel more just in flow again. And if you've ever really manifested something, you look back at a period where it's like you're not even trying every day or anything. You just feel like everything is in flow. And I want to get back to that and experience, like, I do have some deep emotional things I'm going to have to do in Cancer season this year, and I feel like I am going to accomplish all kinds of things during Leo season. So I just want to honor and give back, and I guess if I'm thinking of really tangible things, I want to look at the habits of work that I do, and like, let's say something doesn't work. Why isn't it working? Can I do that same work in a way that I am going to be able to do that and get that done? Like, reinvent the wheel. Let's explore that Gemini stuff. So that's where I'm at.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you are working with any of our herbs, any of the peppermint or dill or parsley or anise, pop that there. Candace, I have some of this for you too. This is a corn husk directly from Stonehenge.
Yay!
So we're gonna put that. We're gonna work on that with Litha. That's gonna be some of our solstice stuff. Excited about it. And then, you know me in my journal, I have all things that I'm calling in all the time. Constant scribbles and dirt.
Do you have any of my sea garbage around?
I do. I always have your sea garbage. Look, I actually do. Your sea garbage makes me nothing but happy. All right. And let's seal that on up, everybody. Bam. Seal away. Seal away. Hup. And you know, I have to talk about Gemini season for a minute because it is Pride Month all over the world. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate. Like, next new moon is going to be on Pride weekend, isn't it? I think it is.
I don't know.
Like, it's somewhere right around that window. So I'm super pumped for that. And then, of course, it's my birthday. So we're going to be doing a lot of celebrating this month.
Yes. June's always that, though.
June's a party.
Party in June.
I know.
How am I going to get all my stuff done if I'm doing all this party?
You have to get it done before June 1st. You have 3 days.
Okay, so I want to also feel good.
Maybe sleep. Have some work-life balance.
I did not give myself a panic attack, self-induced panic attack, because I'm going to solve my life's issues in 48 hours. No.
It's Gemini season. Get it done.
Not Gemini.
All right, everyone. It's so good to see you all. We're so happy to be here. Thank you for joining us tonight. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. And be on the lookout for our Litha videos. Share it on out. We'd love to see your faces out there again. All right. Mwah. Ciao, everybody.
Much love.
Bye.
Magic is real.